All right, guys, update. All right, so as you can see, the name of the video is why I went plant-based. So some of y'all have been following me this past year with all that's been going on. So I'm just gonna give you a rundown of why I made the decision to do this, why I'm not saying that I'm vegan, but just the dietary changes that I've made in my own, I don't want to say diet, but nutrition, the route that I've decided to go and why. So earlier this year, I had my first ovarian cyst rupture, and it caused me a lot of pain, had a lot of gas, stabbing pains, I was constipated, just excruciating cramps. I mean, I can go on, and I was hospitalized for that. And so I didn't know what it was. I didn't have any idea of what was going on. And so it continued on to the next month. After that, I went to my gyno, and they did all the little tests that they do. I did not get a laparoscopy or anything like that, but they told me pretty much that there's a possibility that I might have endometriosis, and that's why I continue to have ruptured cysts. So the plan was to go ahead and wait it out, see if it was going to continue. And the doctor told me, hey, change your diet. And so when I was talking to the doctor, I was like, what do you mean change my diet? I'm pretty healthy. I mean, look at these guns, you know, look at this. Anyways, I'm like, I'm pretty healthy, and I really eat okay. So what do you mean by that? And he went and just like, you need to change your diet. So he didn't go into detail. So what I did is I started researching. I'm like, okay, so people that may have endometriosis, ovarian ruptured cyst, what should I do? And so a lot of things said eat lean meat, eat processed, not processed, but eat things that your body can process or digest pretty quickly. And so fruits, vegetables, you know, just eat better, you know, non-processed things, fried things that are going to mess up your digestive system, because that was what was causing me pain. My digestive system is on the side where I was having these continued ruptured cysts that were inflaming, okay? So endometriosis, that's what it is inflammation, okay? So anyway, so I was like, okay, I changed that. I pulled all red meat out. I continued to eat chicken maybe twice a week, turkey, fish, and I still was having those issues. Now it wasn't as bad because my food was, you know, kind of going in and out of me. So however, I was still having the symptoms. They just weren't as bad as the first time. So went back to the doctor. They told me, hey, let's put you on birth control. Now, I've never been on birth control my whole life. It was something that I didn't want to do. Danielle was with me. She was like, you know, that's not going to cure it. And they were just like, yeah, however, it should help with the pain. So I did the birth control for a month. I felt worse than I ever felt. Like it was worse. Every day I was having the symptoms instead of every 2 weeks. So what I did is I got frustrated because now I'm tired all the time. I'm in pain all the time. I'm not able to do everything that I want to do on a daily basis. I've got to change something. So I started really researching and videos and watching everything. And I started seeing that a lot of these women were going plant-based, okay? Well, I decided that, hey, I'm going to keep the fish, but I'll take everything else out, okay? So with that being said, this is what led me into the rest of being plant-based. So I had a client at one of my boot camps tell me that she was addicted to cheese. And I said, you're not addicted to cheese, come on. And then I immediately remembered that this guy that I work with told me that he was addicted to Cheetos. And I was like, well, maybe it's something in cheese or whatever. So ironically, after boot camp, I went inside of my car and the video came on about cheese, why people are addicted to cheese. And so in me listening to this video, he starts talking about a woman that had mac and cheese like every day for a month, that was in the army in Germany, and she couldn't get that particular mac and cheese. And so she started feeling really bad, went to the doctor, and the doctor told her that you're going to have a hysterectomy because you have endometriosis, you have cysts everywhere, it's bad, you're infertile, and you'll never have kids again. In the middle of me listening to why, you know, I'm addicted to cheese. Well, I'm not addicted to cheese, but clearly I'm having too many dairy products. So come to find out, dairy causes inflammation in your joints, in your body in general. That's something that I did not know. So she ended up going plant-based, and she went back to the doctor in 3 months, and she didn't have any of those symptoms, and he thought it was a miracle because she didn't have it anymore. All right, so I'm not claiming, I don't know if it's going to work for me or not. I do know, however, that earlier this year I did a 21-day fast, and it was fruit, vegetables, nothing. I mean, I cooked everything, but nothing processed. Is pretty much what I would be doing now. And I felt the best that I had ever felt, okay? Like spiritually, mentally, I was mentally clear. I wasn't having as much anxiety as I normally do. I felt good. I felt in tune. So even when I did that, I was like, why should I go back to eating meat and dairy and everything else that I was eating? Because I feel how good I felt. And I decided, hey, you know what? I'm still gonna do it. So, because at the time I wasn't sick, and I hadn't had my first ovarian cyst rupture. That was about a couple weeks later. So I actually had a client also tell me last year about how she went plant-based, and this disease that she had, it was cured. She felt better. So all these things, even my barber, shout out to Tommy, he got on dialysis, and his kidneys, were not doing hot. He actually went and did the alkaline diet, and has reversed his dialysis. He's no longer on dialysis, and his kidney progress has went up. So with that being said, I have made the decision to go plant-based myself. I am not I'm not gonna call myself vegan. Now, the reason why I say that, I am taking dairy products out, because that is I think that's the main source of what is going on with my pain and inflammation. And I'm not gonna say that I'm vegan. I've researched a couple of things, and I just don't have time to go into trying to figure out how to get everything appropriate, like, the honey debate. I have allergies, so, and if the allergies get cured while I'm doing plant-based, I won't use honey. I'll use agave or whatever else. But right now, I just don't have the time to really dig in to figure out all the stipulations on being vegan. So as of right now, I am plant-based. I have not had meat. Once I started listening to the videos and started figuring out all the stuff that I figured out, I just kind of weaned myself off, because every time I thought about, okay, I'm causing myself pain, that I think I am. So it's been about a week. Okay, I've been on 21 days before where I haven't had meat. Meat was not my issue that I was worried about so much. What I was worried about is dairy, because I like cheese and like ice cream. But I've been doing good without it. There's other options. Yes, it may not be convenient, but I don't want to conveniently be in pain anymore. So that is what I'm doing. The good thing about Herbalife on top of this is we have plant-based protein and meal replacements. So I am consuming our plant-based options, okay? So I'm excited because I don't have to change certain things that I've already made a part of my health and that I know help me. Like, that I know for a fact, by me having my shake every day has kept me regular, okay? And by me being regular, I haven't had stuff just sit in my digestive system, as well as the gas and bloating that I have as symptoms. I drink my tea and aloe every day, and aloe has been a savior for me because I'm not as bloated or gassy when I'm consuming it daily. So there are a couple products that have really helped me get through this time, and I'm just excited about what's to go. So now what I've decided to do is, since I'm going plant-based, I'm going to take a picture, okay? And we're going to see a month from now, 2 months from now, what happens. A lot of people think you lose muscle. A lot of people think that, your body change or you can't get the macros right. So I am about to be, I guess, my own science project, and we'll see what happens. But so far, I can tell you this, earlier this year, I lost 5 pounds, and I was eating more calories than I was eating when I wasn't, on my fast. So I have a good idea that it's going to actually turn out pretty good, and I'm going to feel good, and I'm going to have more energy, and I'm going to keep y'all posted on my journey and show y'all, what I'm eating and all these different things. So it's something new. I've always liked challenges, and I am excited for the challenge for myself, just to be better, live healthier, and so forth. You can only get better and greater every day if you're really putting your mind to it. So, last thing that I do want to share. So I never told you about why I'm getting rid of the seafood, all right, the fish, and that's the one thing I was going to hold on to. While I was listening to TD Jakes that same week that I heard the cheese video, and in the video he started talking about how how cod was brought over, and how cod used to be the fish of America that everybody consumed. Now it's salmon, and that is the reason why the polar bears are dying, because we are eating their food. So the one thing that I was holding on to, the meat that I was going to continue to consume, I do have compassion for animals. Up until this point, I don't, I just did what I always did. I was comfortable, ate meat, it's just the way it is. But when I found out that, they're becoming extinct, which I knew they were becoming extinct, but I did not know why. I'd never put it together or even researched it. It was easy for me to go ahead and let that go as well. So this is, I'm not saying this is for everybody, but this is for me. My number one reason doing this is for my health. And, second to nature, if I can make the environment a better place because I am doing this, that is great. But I am now plant-based, and let's see these gains keep rolling. I know they will, though. I ain't worried about it. Y'all have a good week, and thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you're on a journey as well.